everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here then hi, my name is Sophie and welcome to Most Based on the Internet. In today's video we are doing my everyday makeup look. This is about the third time I filmed this video like on my channel wise, but it always changes so much because I'm constantly trying new bits of makeup and finding things that I prefer. So without further ado, let's get doing this makeup look. Okay, so I've just taken my hair out of my pin curls that I did this morning. Now I was going to do some crazy makeup today, but I'm not going to subject Tom to sitting here for hours. He's currently sat in the corner of the bed watching, I don't know, YouTube videos or something. Hiding over there. So I'm not going to do a big crazy makeup look today. I'm just going to do my updated everyday makeup routine. So I always start by pushing my hair back because otherwise I get so much foundation in it, it's a joke. And then I also take some little clips and just clip back the extra stuff. And then undo the makeup. I'm going to start by moisturising my skin because I do this everyday makeup tutorial. I start with the Nivea Daily Essential Light Moisturising Day Cream, and I just squirt that. I need a new one. And then pop that all over my face. Now in the video where I did my sister's makeup, I used this moisturiser on her when she was visiting and she like loves it and now uses it every day. It's such a good moisturiser. It like sinks in the skin really quickly. Your skin just feels moisturised. So yeah, love this moisturiser. Used it for years. And I sort of like push my eyebrows up now so they're not too squished when we need them later on. I have so many like scars from spots, but they're not actually spots anymore, they're just scars of where they were. It irritates me to no end, so if you know how to get rid of scars on your face then let me know. Next for primer I'm going to use the NYX Honey Dew Me Up. I don't use a ton of it, I just take out the little scoopy thing and put one half on this cheek, one half on that cheek and the other half on the other cheek. And then just massage it in. Feels really weird filming with someone in the room. So I've recently just changed the foundation that I use every day. It's a bit excessive because it's actually 3 foundations that I use. But I used to use the Revolution Pro foundation drops, which I still like. It's just less coverage, and right now because of all my scars I want a bit more coverage. So I mix 3 foundations. I'm currently mixing the Maybelline Superstay 24 Hour, the lid is on the wrong way around. Maybelline Superstay 24 Hour Full Coverage Foundation in the shade True Ivory. It says 03, so I feel like there must be a lighter version of this foundation, but it's still too dark for me because pale. I also mix it with the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop Full Coverage Foundation. So these two, I'm contemplating getting this in the lighter shade so I don't have to add the 3rd foundation, but I also added the Illamasqua Skin Base in SB01, which is white. So yeah, I mix these 3 foundations to create a full coverage base, which isn't too dark for me. It may still be this little bit too dark for me, but I'm pale. That's what you're gonna get. So I just take this little, I think it's like an eyebrow brush, yeah, eyebrow brush, and I mix them all together on the back of my hand. I'm going to take 2 pumps of Maybelline, and then I take 2 pumps of the NYX, and then to mix it all together I take the Illamasqua base and I sort of just put a ton of white over it to lighten it up. So 3 foundations, and just take this little brush and I mix it together. So then taking the foundation on the brush, I just slide it all over my face. Now I'm going to take my Morphe sponge, which is actually ripped into 2 bits, but I'm going to take the biggest part of it and pounce this into my skin. And make sure to like pull the excess hair back to try and reduce the amount that goes into it. And then making sure to drag it down your neck as well. Okay, so I have quite a lot left on the back of my hand, and I now take that and I put it over areas that just need a little bit more coverage, and it's normally my cheeks where I have all those scars. Okay, now that I look like a literal ghost, I'm gonna put some colour back into my skin using the Maybelline Superstay Multi-Use Foundation Stick in the shade 60 Caramel. Now I don't really use it to contour, I literally just use it to warm up my skin because I am so pasty and pale. So I draw a little line here, like just on the cheekbone, just in case it drops down too far down. So I like to do it on where the cheekbone is. And then I'm going to take a brush, I'm going to take my Morphe X Jeffree Star brush, the JS1, and use that to blend it in. And then taking the stick again, and I draw a little circle, half circle, around my face, and blend that in again with the brush, blending it back into my hairline. And then take the sponge that we blended our foundation in, and I just pop some on the centre of the cheeks again, just in case I brought the contour too far forward, and then I clean up underneath as well. And then I take the second half of my sponge that broke off, and I use the clean part to blend in with the foundation. This is what I'm looking like so far, and yes, I look a bit crazy, but by the end you don't look crazy. I find with makeup, to start with, you look a little bit weird, and then when you've done everything you look fabulous. So next I do concealer, and I mix 3 different concealers because why not? I'm going to take the Collection concealer in Extra Fair and Lemon, just because I find Extra Fair is not light enough, so Lemon lightens it up but also gives it more of a yellowy tone. It's the shade Lemon. And then take the sponge that we use for our foundation and pounce that in. And I'm going to take the 2 concealers again, and I'm going to put this all over my nose. My nose is where I always struggle to get the coverage, so I always literally smother it in concealer to get that coverage. And then I take an actual smaller sponge. I take this little Real Techniques mini sponge, and I use that to blend in on my nose. Don't ask me why, I just can't do it with a big sponge. And I do take the sponge that we use the foundation on to blend it in to the rest of the skin around the edges. Next, for underneath the eyes, I use a different concealer. I take the Collection in Extra Fair Still, and I pop that just one swipe underneath my eyes. And then I've been loving the e.l.f. 16 Hour Camo Concealer in the shade Fair Warm. It's super pale, which I love, and I take this and I mix that for underneath the eyes. I need a new one. I take it like that, and then I use the little sponge again to blend that underneath my eyes, mixing the 2 colours. I'm taking it on the lids as well. I also take a little eyebrow spoolie and I run that through my eyebrows at this point, just to put the hairs where I want them before I actually do my eyebrows. And then taking that sponge we did the foundation and just blending the edges of the concealer in. And same for the other side. So now looking very pale and pasty, I'm now going to set everywhere that I pop the concealer, and I'm going to use the RCMA powder, the original powder, the original no colour powder. Ooh, it's a bit open. To do that, I'm going to just pour it into a lid of another powder, because like everyone knows with this powder, it's in such an awkward packaging. I'm just going to dip some in here. And then I take my Beauty Blender little puff and I place that where I want the powder. Now that I pop that everywhere, I put the concealer, so over my eyes, my nose and my chin. I'm now going to set the rest of my face, and to do that I'm going to take the Maybelline Matte Maker in the shade Classic Ivory. and then take this NYX brush and just pounce that into the rest of my skin. So now that I've set the rest of my face, I'm going to do the bronzer, and for bronzer I'm going to take my Kiko Ocean Feel bronzer in Warm Honey. It's one of the limited edition collection ones. It's like the marbled ones. Obsessed with it, and it smells so good. So I'm now going to take my Jeffree Star Morphe brush and just bronze up my face. So now that I've put the bronzer on, I'm now going to wipe away the excess powder that I've left on where the areas where I concealed. Just going to take the little brush and just pounce away the powder. And the reason I leave it on till after the bronzer is to use that to sort of blend in the bronzer a bit more, because even though I'm very pale, I go a little bit too much on the bronzer, and I know I do, so don't need to see it in the comments. And then just take a little clean brush and I blend in the bronzer even more. So next up I'm going to do my eyebrows, and to start off with my eyebrows I just clean them out with a makeup wipe, just because it's full of foundation, powder, etc. So I just take a makeup wipe and I just push that through the brows. Also clean the foundation off my lips as well. So at this point I'm going to pop some lip balm on, just because I get really dry lips, especially in the winter, but I just want to keep them always hydrated. So this is when I put lip balm on. And then because I've done a ton of powder already, I'm now just going to take my Morphe Continuous Setting Mist and just spray my face now. So I'm now just going to pop off camera and do my eyebrows, mainly because I literally bury my face into the mirror and I really struggle to show it on camera. But also I am planning to do an eyebrow tutorial soonish, so there will be a video of how I do my eyebrows coming up. I'm just going to pop off camera and do them now. To do them I use the Revolution Pro brow pomade in the shade Soft Brown and the Rimmel London brow pencil in Hazel, and then I also use the CYO gel, eyebrow gel. And yeah, I'll be back once my eyebrows are done. So I'm back and the majority of my eyebrows is done. I'm now going to highlight my underbrow bone, and I'm going to take my Jaclyn Hill X Morphe palette and a little Jaclyn Hill brush, and I use that to highlight my brow bone, and I go into the shade that's Hip Pan, this one here, or this one depending on the day, and I pop that underneath the brow bone. So next I'm going to do eyeshadow, and now on like an everyday basis I don't really do a lot with eyeshadow. I just take one shade from, say, the Jaclyn Hill palette and just pop that through the crease. So I'm just going to take this orangey shade here, which I've been loving doing, and just swivel that in. It's just to give my eyes a bit of pop and like make sure they don't just sink into the back of my head, basically. Nothing exciting, no difficult techniques, just running this colour through the crease. And then I just take another brush and I just blend out the edges, also blending into that underbrow highlight. Just making sure that's blended in as well. Now for face highlight, this changes every day depending on my mood, but I will tell you like the top ones that I use. So I normally use either the Rosie for Autograph one, which I've been loving recently. It's just in Rosebud. The Kiko, again another limited edition one in Gold Wave. Looks like this. And then the Benefit Dandelion Twinkle, depending on my mood. Really depends which one I choose. So I'm just going to take the Kiko one today and then take my Jeffree Star X Morphe brush and just pop that on the top of my cheekbone and then my forehead up here. And then I just take another brush and I blend that in to my cheeks, just to make it slightly more seamless of a glow. Next I bronze up my nose. I just take the excess on one of my bronzing brushes and I just run that down my nose. This is a new thing that I've been doing recently and I'm loving it. It just makes my nose look smaller somehow. And then I just take that brush that we used to get rid of the powder earlier and use that to blend it in a little bit more. And next I highlight my nose, and to highlight my nose I use the Ofra highlight in glazed donut, which is very well loved as it's a hit pan, and I just pop that on my nose. And it's just take a little brush and I pop that on my cheekbone, my cupid's bow, on the end of my nose in like a little circle, and then a line down the centre. And I take that Morphe brush that I used to blend in earlier and I blend this in. Also taking this highlight, I pop it in my inner corner because you can never have enough glow. And that's pretty much my makeup done. I'm now going to set my face, and I use a mixture of setting sprays depending again on my mood. But I'm going to take the Mario Badescu Rose Water Spray and the Revolution Hyaluronic Fix. There we go, said it. Take these two and I spray them all over my face. So there we have it. This is my everyday makeup look. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Obviously, not everyone wears this much makeup on an everyday basis. I do. I enjoy makeup, I enjoy how it makes my skin look, and it makes me feel more confident in myself. So this is what I do every day. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel as well. I'd love to have you back here. Eyes wise, I just popped on some mascara using the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara, which I've used for years. Ride or die. I try a new mascara, always come back to this one. Lips, I just popped on lip balm. I don't really do lipstick on an everyday basis because I am at work and it's a lot of hassle to keep this lipstick up. And yeah, I just use the Burt's Bees lip balm, or this one that I got in a Birchbox years ago, Arrow Boost Colour Enhancing Lip Balm. Yeah, those are my combinations. Normally hair wise I just have it straight, but I've got like this big curl today. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel as well. Thank you so much for watching, and have a lovely day.